Evangeline, we gotta talk about Chad. I'm vacuuming 4 times a day, and it's mostly broken. Can he shift elsewhere? Not shift. Be a person indoors. Let's do an indoor person rule. Especially because the cats haven't seen the cats that aren't accidentally neighbor transformed cats in like 2 days. They're terrified. When he comes in wolf mode, it's just like they're gone, and I don't blame them. So let's do a humans in the house that aren't pets that we own rule. Does he sleep in this room? Because the amount of werewolf fur that I find in this carpet is astounding. And I feel like there's no way there would be that much fur unless he was like lying down like a dog in a ball out here. And I don't want to think about where he sleeps, but I can't help it because I'm just vacuuming all the time. And so that's my rule. Chad has to shift at the doorway if he's coming inside. Would love it if you guys stayed outside and went to like the soda fountain shop or wherever kids go to hang out where their parents don't have to be aware of their existence and worry about what's going on. And then otherwise, just no wolves in the house, no shifting once he's in the house, no coming in as a shifted werewolf. Stay away from my cats. My cats are afraid. They're very small. They were here first. For some reason, those like totally respectable rules can't be followed. Then Chad is gonna start vacuuming, and I'm gonna need a new vacuum cleaner. And so I don't know if Chad has werewolf money or what. Heck, demon talking out of your TV. You know what? The Wi-Fi has been weird, and I think there's like a spell situation. So I do think, short answer, like there are demons in our internet now, and so that's probably what that is. I think have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in? I know that you and your mother have talked about the birds and the bees, and I just feel like we have to talk about the birds and the bees and the bats, you know, because safety is the thing I'm most concerned about. And I know that things happen and you're becoming a woman, and I'm not here to be like the strict bad father, but I need to understand how this works. And if with boyfriends who are thousands of years old and can shift into animal form, like, do condoms work? Are you protected by protection? Do we need to learn spells to keep you from STDs? Are they still called that? I'm sure they are. Maybe I could meet. Do you have like a sex ed teacher at your? No, you don't. You guys, yeah. No, it doesn't seem like what schools ever want to do. Okay, so we need to keep this dialogue open so that I can learn about your reality, so that I can be there for you and I can be helpful, and I can faint less when I learn new things about what happens for people your age and your circumstances. Okay. This has been awkward, I get it, but thank you so much for letting me try. Hi, good morning. We got a call that our son was not feeling well and came and picked him up from school. And I have a couple of questions because there's no coughing or snot or anything, but he is, okay. So there's centaur fever is going around the campus. Got it. How long has that? It's like the 3rd day. Do you guys have our email? Are there emails that are going out to most of the parents that we're not getting? There's just no notification. Because like, our son has not had centaur fever before, and so this is the first time that his back half has turned into that of a horse, and he's sort of lost his mind a little bit. Is there anything, do I need to go get hay? Does he need like a saddle or one of those bridle things? Are we safe? Will he actually hurt us? Like, is this, fever seems like the wrong word for what's actually happening to him. 24 hours? 24 hours? Okay. Well, then we'll have him back to you as soon as the time frame is done. Hang in there, horsey Timmy. Thank you. Bye. I'm gonna go jump in the shower. Am I in a time loop? I'm in a time loop. I keep going in the same. I don't have time to be in a time loop. I have to shower and I've got a meeting in like 10 minutes. And I don't know if it's still in 10 minutes or if now it's in like 12 minutes or 4 minutes because I hate time loops, okay? I need to go into the next room so I can get into the shower room. I can't be stuck in a time loop in this room. Please.
take me out of the time loop.
Hi. Hey, got a minute? I was doing a little bit of reading, and I learned, do you and Chad have a mate bond? You held hands? Holding hands is fine. And that's all but now you have a mate bond. So what does that mean? If you have this mate bond for life. So you seem, you're so young. You've got so much future ahead of you. To be bonded to a guy who you met pretty recently for life feels crazy. So how do you like unmate bond? Unbond? There's gotta be a way. There's so many different, there's gotta be an unbonding. I'm gonna read more. You know what? I'll read more. You don't even worry about it. I'm glad to hear that you guys haven't, but I'll get some more info and we'll talk more later. Thank you so much, sweetheart, for being open and honest with me, and I'm gonna learn how to fix. Okay. I would love to take you dragon riding, and I know that all your buddies are going there, but I can't. I have a haircut scheduled. I have been putting this off for way too long because I've been doing too many other things, and so I've got to go get my haircut. And if you can wait, I can do it afterwards, but right now I won't have time to go do that. Why are you pulling your wand out? Don't point your wand at me. We've talked about this. Why is it colder? Young man, you do not cast spells at your father, even if you're gonna get the length right. And yeah, that's kind of the fade. No, that's nice. There's a little product in there. Yeah, that's like $45 I don't have to spend. This is not okay. Let's go dragon riding. Hercules, you've been a love today. Why are you laughing? It's Hank again? No, we very, very specifically said no. He asked? Hank? Why did he ask? Who did he ask? Did his wife ask? Does his wife know? Hank, don't ask me next time Hank asks to be a cat, because if he's just here for the food and the scratching. I don't want to cat shame Hank, but I also feel uncomfortable right now with all the lap time that he got. And Hank, if you can hear me, this is easier for me to say when you're in cat form and not looking you in the face. I feel uncomfortable when you're a cat on my lap. And if you want to work out something with my kids where they turn you into a cat sometimes, I just want to know so I can not be a part of it. And kids, I don't want this to be a fun prank on Dad. I want Dad to know when his neighbor's a neighbor and his cat's a cat and who's who. Because right now, Hercules is Hank, right? So Hercules is probably just licking Martha's face aggressively, and she feels some way about it. Okay, I'm going for a walk. What am I doing? Well, if you must know, I am setting up a Patreon account. Yep, you know what? You can go ahead, you can roll your eyes at me all day long, but I know that someone that looks just like you isn't bringing in funds to pay for their new broom. I know that a certain little brother of yours who lives in this house needs mithril armor, and Price checked that the other day, and you know what? I threw up. So I've got to get those things. I need a new vacuum. I probably need 2 new vacuums. I'm just so sure that I'm going to have to buy a little mini fridge or potentially a deep freezer to keep blood food out in the garage. So you know what? I'm setting up a Patreon, and you can tell me that that's shameless, and I can say, yeah, you know what else is shameless? Me. I'm shameless. I don't have any more shame left. Shame left when the magic came in, and it magically disappeared my shame. So good day to you, ma'am. I'm busy. Okay, well, please thank Brad for buying his own freezer, and thank his vampire butler guy for bringing it over. So what I'm going to do is I'm writing blood food on here, and that way we know what goes in this freezer and we know what doesn't go into the proper freezer, which is going to contain, everybody, 3, 2, 1, human food for Dad, ice cream, blood food. And also, I saw what I believe is like the bone from a ham hock in our freezer, so I'm assuming that's a Chad thing because I know we don't give that stuff to the cats. So also, let me know if you want another piece of tape on here that says like dog treats, which sounds like very dismissive of what Brad or Chad might need to eat, but just, that will also go into this freezer. I feel like we're real clear on that. I know I'm talking to you a lot, Timmy, but these words are obviously for your sister, but I thought it would be a good family discussion. Okay. Blood food. Okay, but seriously, whose blood? So it's yours. So how are you like going to a clinic and having them draw a ton of blood, and then you're like, haha, not for you. I need to take that home for my boyfriend. Is that how that goes? Okay, no. So you're not gonna answer where. All right. Then why? Why does it have to be your blood? He says it's special. Look, I'm sure I know that that's true. I know that you're special, and Brad is the luckiest vampire that has ever been. But what in his like 1,000 years of blood drinking he's never had A positive? Or did you call me cheeky? I'm not being cheeky. Is that a Bradism? Don't say cheeky. No, especially not to me. But I'm not being cheeky. This is my freezer's full of blood, so I get to ask anything I want. Your blood is special to Brad because it makes him feel powerful. I hate the things that he must say. How so? You can go outside if your blood helps him be outside. That does sound useful. Okay. Well, I continue to not like this setup, but thank you for providing a little information, and I will be using the garage freezer. Sorry, what's that? You have a spell you could cast on me to make me do dishes faster. Wow. Well, that's so cool. That must mean that you have other spells. So I have questions. Could you cast that same spell on yourself? Hold, before you... No, don't walk away. No, we're having this talk. Could you cast a spell on these dishes to wash themselves faster? Could you cast a spell on this area, like a force field, so that when you come in with so many dishes, as though every lunch is a luncheon with the coven, that the force field would throw you backwards gently so that you don't get hurt, but that you aren't able to create this mess? Can you make any of those spells, sweet daughter? No? Okay. Well, then I guess I'll get back to it. Oh. That crow's been there for 48 hours, so I know it's not a normal crow. Do you know the crow? Because if you have a friend that is a crow that's watching your father, that is absolutely... No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. God. Did you see this allergy list for Timmy's class? For what we're allowed to, like, what he can bring in his lunch? Oh, it's very long. It's no meat, and that I understand because there's a lot of like beast kids who, when they're around meat, they get all weird. But we can't bring red mushrooms, which I think are poisonous anyway. So that, right? We would never bag that. Okay, great. But then no crackers, and they don't say why. And then it says the corn, it has to be like cooked at a certain temperature. So it can't be popped, but it can't be cold, which is also like, I guess that makes sense. Like that's just a normal ear of corn, but I don't know if it has to be like arrive warm. But let's just not send corn. Anyway, that's just a couple examples. There's a whole thing about the different things from the sea, and he has to bring a food in a shell every day. So it can either be, no, you'd think it was just like mussels and crabs and stuff, but no, he can bring snails. And so like we can start seeing if our son likes escargot. I don't know how to prep it, but he either has to bring like a mussel or a lobster or like okay. So you're gonna go shopping? Okay, great. That was mainly what I wanted to get to. All right, bye. I really think we should have called this in ahead of time because I don't think I'm gonna get laughed at because this is a pharmacy. This is the normal pharmacy. This isn't the magical pharmacy. And so when I say dragon scales, they're not gonna say yes, we have that.
and I have newt. Like, these are also cliche. Witch's breath. To me, that suggests that there's a witch inside the pharmacy, and once they've like grinded down your dragon scales and stuff, that there's a lady who just has to like breathe on the powder. And cool job, I guess, if that's what she wants to do. But I don't think that's here. Hair of the raven. Birds don't have hair, they have feathers. So what does that mean? Do you want to try and call this in? No? See, you look embarrassed, and you're gonna make me do it. You're gonna make me go up to the window and be like, hi, my daughter is embarrassed about her complexion. How much dragon scale do you have? Also, what is this? There's no way this is going to be covered. Actually, that's a great idea. I should call our insurance company while we're waiting in line. But I'm here with my daughter, and we need to get like it's not a drug that is listed on the website anywhere. So I'm wondering if we go outside of the normal scope of what you'll cover for prescription drugs, if it's obvious it's not, we don't have a prescription because that's not a thing that would exist for this type of drug. Don't roll your eyes right now. Do not roll your eyes right now. What's covered? Anything? Like, there must be a percentage of like, oh, you got a thing that we didn't know about, so we'll only pay 30%. I can't describe it to you. I can't name it. You're not going to be able to find it. I have newt. That's what I thought. Yeah, that's one of the ingredients. This is not worth either of our time. Okay, if I just pay this, can I submit a claim and then we'll just get into a battle that way? Great. Then I guess that's what I'll do. Okay, thanks. Happy? Me neither.